FrameMaker. Now, if you're using FrameMaker 9, all is well and good. You can open a map file and actually generate your PDF directly from there. If you're working with FrameMaker 8 or before, what you actually have to do is generate a book from your DITA map before you can generate the PDF. And one of the problems here, and a reason to actually think about upgrading to FrameMaker 9, is that if you're familiar with FrameMaker, you know that FrameMaker 8 and before, the FrameMaker book files were not hierarchical. That is, it's just a simple list of, I'm using these FrameMaker files. In FrameMaker 9, the FrameMaker books are hierarchical, and this supports the hierarchy that you see in a DITA map with nested topics. So if you generate the intermediate book in FrameMaker 8 and before, what happens is your topics do get flattened. And then once you have the file set in FrameMaker, you then save as your PDF. And why don't we go into demo, and Sarah, if you give me control.
Alrighty.
All right. So first, so you believe me and all, let's take a look at the actual DITA map that we're working with. This is the same DITA map that Sarah was processing with her OT file. And you notice that the DITA map actually has some hierarchy to it. There are topic refs and topic refs nested within other topic refs. So when we generate our PDF, what we want is this same structure to be reflected in the PDF. I'm going to pull that off screen now. So the next thing to do is to bring our FrameMaker on screen. So here we are in FrameMaker 9, and I've actually got it opened up already to one of my templates. Now, I was talking about modifying a template. If you're an experienced FrameMaker user, you know that to create a consistent set of documents, you create a FrameMaker template. In that single FrameMaker template, you set all the styles, the headings, the characters, the cross-reference formats, all these things. You set them the way that you want, and everybody then takes a copy of that template and authors their document based on that template, or imports that template into their file, into their documents. In structured FrameMaker, what you do is when FrameMaker pulls an XML file into FrameMaker, it uses its structured app to locate a FrameMaker template that will be used for pouring that XML data into a FrameMaker template. And if we look here, what we see is we're way down on, here we are in my program files, FrameMaker 9, and if you want to find this, you have to go into Structure, XML, DITA, App, DITA Topic FM, and down in here you'll find a nice file called topictemplate.fm. So if I make changes to this template file, those same changes are going to be reflected anytime I import a DITA document into FrameMaker using this structured app, the DITA Topic FM. So here we are in our template, and as you can see, is a nice template. It doesn't actually contain any information. But what I'm going to do here is just show you that I've made a slight change here. For the code block paragraph tag, I have changed the color from black, it used to be black, and now I've made it red. And so when we have anything that's in a code block, with any luck, that's going to be styled in red. So we save that, and we can close it because that's done with the template. Just to say a little bit more, so any other changes you need to make to the template, any consistency in headers, footers, things like that, you make in that file. So the next thing we need to do now is actually open up our DITA map file in FrameMaker. So just keeping the DITA map off to the side. Actually, when I click on FrameMaker, it's going to hide it, so I'm just going to go and open the DITA map. And you give me a second. Oops. what I'm going to do is just drag this map into FrameMaker. And FrameMaker, I dragged the map into FrameMaker to open it, and so FrameMaker pops up a question, which structured app do I want to use? Because this is a DITA map, I want to use the DITA map structured application, which is what FrameMaker proposed. It's exactly the thing I want, so I can click Continue. And now, what we have, now I can bring on that DITA map again. You can see the hierarchy of our DITA map is preserved in FrameMaker. And so we have hacking, hacking versus elegance, all this structure is still there. So now we can open up, let's just open up one of these files. If I open any one of these files, it's going to use that template that we created. So if I double-click this file, I can then open the file, and I'm going to lose a lot of my UI just for visibility reasons. Now, if you notice in this file, it sort of looks okay, except that you notice there are these great gulfs, these large spaces, and this is white space that should have been ignored by FrameMaker, but instead has been pulled in as part of the file. And it actually goes to affecting our, it actually affects our list items, and it's not very pretty. So one of the things we need to do is actually get those, we need to get that white space out. Now, actually generating the PDF takes a while, so while the PDF is generating, I'll talk a little bit more about how I got the white space out. But let's open another file. And again, I'm going to clean up my UI. So here we have a file, and I've actually gone in and cleaned up the white space in this file. So now we look at this, and it does look a lot more like something we might want to generate a PDF from. There's an odd single, there's a couple of odd single list items, but those are a matter of the conversion from our original paper into DITA rather than a problem in DITA to FrameMaker. But the important thing here is you notice that our code block entries, elements, are all now styled in red. And so that's that template change that we made now is affecting the DITA opened as a FrameMaker document. Now there's one other thing I want to show you in this file. If we scroll down a little bit, and you have to bear with me while we scroll, give your screens a little bit of time to catch up. You notice here there's an anchored frame that's sort of hanging out here. Well, this didn't import quite the way that we want it to. And so what we want to do is bring up our anchored frame dialog and say, oh yeah, this is an insertion point, and we really want this to be below current line. And so now when we make that change, voila, our figure actually shows up correctly on the page. So this is the kind of tweak that you may want to make to your files before you actually generate your PDF. You can also do the other standard things such as inserting page breaks, anything like that you can do at this stage. So now you save our file along with that change, and now we can close